Hey, how's it going? It's Sardonic Sloth, and this is episode 8 of Let's Play Dungeon Defenders. So, this episode, I wanted to do some achievements, and the achievements that I wanted to knock out were pretty boring to sit there and watch, so I decided to do some fast forwarding and whatever. So, the first one that I tried to do was, it's called To the Limit, which the tooltip just says equip a max leveled item for all your slots. And this achievement came out before accessories, so I assumed it was just weapon and armor. There I ran out of money, so I had to go farm some money. So then we farmed some money, and now we're upgrading the rest of the Tower Booster Monks items here. And anyway, so we're gonna upgrade this and try to get this achievement. Spoiler: it does not end up working out for me. It takes me a very long time to figure out why it doesn't. But we'll cover that whenever we actually get there. So there, I'm looking, double checking that every single slot is fully upgraded and my weapon's fully upgraded, and I still didn't get the achievement. I'm really confused as to why. Yeah, so you can see it there. And we're gonna fast forward a little bit here. So I'm throwing some stuff away, still looking at this, and just super confused by the whole thing. Not really sure what's going on there. So yeah, I'm sitting there looking at it, and I'm talking to myself, trying to figure out why we're not doing that. But eventually, we move on, and I decided to go do knockout Nightmare Hardcore and the Insane achievement for all the Area 1, 2, and 3 levels. So there's nothing real super hard or anything about this. I didn't have a build or anything like that. I mean, it's our stats are pretty good right now. Also, I'm trying to bring in all my splits for all of these, because there's also an achievement for doing all the levels with 4 people, and the splits count as people. So yeah, we're going through. Oh, and I brought in the Squire to try to level him up to 78 or so that or not even 78, but just, level him up a little bit. And I gave him a piece of armor and a weapon, and I fully upgraded them. And they still didn't work. Because I thought, oh, well, maybe Transcendent. I don't think Transcendent was in the game originally, so maybe that armor type just doesn't help out. So here I am trying to upgrade it. That did not work. So now we're just going to move on to the next level. So we did Deeper Well, Nightmare, Hardcore. We're just moving on to the next level. To do this on campaign Nightmare Hardcore. So this is another map that's super, super easy. I think you could just get away with building what I just built there, which was the 3 cannons per opening on the crystal. I ended up putting a bunch of owl towers kind of right in the middle, just to make it go. And I was super bored, so doing this, so I decided to see if I could get everything upgraded before we actually beat the map. I was unable to do so. I probably could have with a genie. Well, I know I could have with a genie. But I'm playing on the Guardian as the main character again, so no genie there. And just sitting around waiting for the final waves to go through. We're gonna have to do this again too, but that one I'll probably record the full episode of, where you have to do all of these levels without building any towers, which is kind of one of the reasons that we ended up getting the harpoon pet from the last episode, which I still haven't upgraded or anything like that. They're just sitting in the pet box. Okay, so that was Foundries and Forges. We're moving on to What is this? Magus Quarters? Yeah. Magus Quarters is one of my favorite maps. But it is still rather easy, so I just put, a couple of cannons on each door. And then filled the rest of the DU with owls and sat around. Waiting for everything to go. I don't think I tried to upgrade here. I don't remember. When I was doing this, I was really just sleeping the entire time. Well, half sleeping. Sitting in my chair, / down, trying to get through this as fast as I could to knock out these achievements. They're arduous, but they gotta get done. And I did want to show them being done, but I didn't want to go through, the entire playthrough, because it'd be like a 3-hour episode of just going through everything. I guess it doesn't have to be that long, but it was for me. So here we go. This is the end of the Magus quarters. I kept wanting to say Citadel there, but that wouldn't be right. So, level victory. And we can move on to the next, which I think is Alchemical Laboratory. It's the boss one. I believe that's the name of it. I always mix up the names of the actual levels. Let's see where we're going. Yeah, so we beat Magus Quarters. There's all the achievements that I got for it. Come on, go. Yeah, it's Alchemical Laboratory. So, again, pretty easy map. Even with the boss, with our stats the way they are, it's fairly easy. So I think I ended up just putting a couple of cannons, 1 or 2 cannons on each ingress point, and throwing down a bunch of owls. This is also, I don't know. I'm a big fan of, Dungeon Defenders in general, but the early maps like this, Magus Quarters and Alchemical Laboratory. I mean, I don't think anybody likes Servants' Quarters, but most of the other maps are pretty good. Ramparts is a classic, obviously. So yeah, here we are on the last wave, and we have the boss coming in. And I think this goes fairly easy. Yeah. Not as easy as I thought. There's all my splits dying, because I didn't move them. And I guess I didn't have any, specific boss towers, so I'm just kind of waiting for random owls and some cannons to hit it, if it ever gets into place. So there it goes, it's dead. Good enough for us. And then I just checked to see if we got anything cool, because you never know. And we did not. There's a few different unique weapons you can get, but I don't think they can ever drop as high level. Maybe on Ruthless, I'm not real sure. I've not done a lot of Ruthless content yet. Even on my main account. Actually, this account and my, quote, main account are more or less similarly statted. I just have some 6K on my main account, which we'll get there very, very soon. I'm surprised at how well the stats are doing on this account. So here I'm just going through and looking at all the achievements, what I want to do, anything that I'm missing that's easy to knock out. But I think at the end of this, we just decide to keep on going with the normal stuff. There's a few different caveats when doing this type of achievement, at least for the early stuff. So you can do all of them on Ruthless and you still won't get the achievement. You have to go through and do them on Insane, at least one per area, in order for the achievement to count. And that's because I don't think Nightmare was even out right at the start. I think it was just Insane was the hardest. I don't know, it's been so many years, I forgot how that actually went down. So, this I'm doing Foundries and Forges on Insane one more time to try to finish off the Area 1 meta achievement, which is, I forgot the name of it, but it's to do all the Area 1 stuff on Insane are better. Well, I say are better, but that's not actually true, which is why we have to do it twice. I guess you don't have to, you could do it on Insane, but then later there's also later achievements that say, hey, completed on Nightmare. So we just speed through all this. There's not a whole lot going on here. Yeah, the worst part, so this map, the only thing that's really bad about it is that there's forced waits on the spawns, and I don't know if there's anything you can do about that. So, like, 30 or 40 things will come out, and then you have to wait 10 seconds, and then 30 or 40 things come out. Which is why you see you get stuck at, like, 108, now we're stuck at 154, and now we're stuck, yeah. And here we go. This is the end of it coming up. Good. And there we got From Fire with Brimstone. That's the meta achievement for doing them all the Area 1 stuff on Insane are hard. I don't remember which one. Yeah, and then we just have Area 2 and Area 3. Now, Area 3, whenever we did the main campaign on it the first time, we did it on Nightmare Hardcore, so I just have to do one of those maps on Insane. I don't know if I figured that out yet. Oh, and then I finally figure out the To the Limit achievement. So I was looking at it, and I've been thinking about it the entire time that I'm doing this. And I'm like, you know what? I bet you I need to upgrade a pet fully. And I didn't have enough mana to do the genie that he wears, so I just picked up a random pet, the one that I had with the least amount of upgrades on it, and threw some upgrades on it to try to get our achievement. And there we go. We got it to the limit finally. That took way too long. That was hours between the time that I decided to do it and get it done, when it should have been a couple of seconds. Well, I say a couple of seconds, probably a minute or two, if I fully understood what the conditions were. So here, I decided to do Area 2, but I chose to do this on Insane, and then, yeah, that wasn't right, so I had to go back through and do it again. So note that I've already done this on Insane, so we'll come back to that later. So this is completing, what is this, Castle Armory on Insane. And then we have to redo it and go back on Nightmare Hardcore. I don't remember where we go to next. We're going to probably Servants' Quarters, or no, or am I doing Ramparts now? I don't remember what I was doing at the time. Okay, yeah, looks like we're doing Ramparts on Insane. So we'll just, we'll go through this on Insane real fast. Throwing down a bunch of stuff. Again, super easy map. Nothing to worry about here. Just throw towers at random. Like, you can say I put some on the roof there because I was bored. And then I start messing with the ballista. Yeah, and then, yeah, this is fairly straightforward and easy. Just throw down a bunch of towers and wait for the end. So here we go, final wave. I don't remember why I slowed this down. Well, rather, not slowed it down, but made it normal speed. But we are on 8. Oh, I remember now. Yeah. So at this point, it's not a lot of money, but I was trying to at least attempt half-heartedly to open the chests in between the waves to get some more money. And then I missed the jump and die. So that's fun. So I just sat there for a while. I think eventually I get out and go, yeah. Go run around. So this is, again, Ramparts on Insane, which is one of the last things that I needed. for the meta achievements. And there we go. We got To the Lofty Summit and Crown of the Beast. So I think we're still missing Area 2. So at this point is when I finally figure out, oh yeah, I got to go through and do all the stuff on Area 2. And then I, again, start on Insane, and I shouldn't have. So we're going to go through and set everything up. And then I realized, oh yeah, I'm on Insane, and then we have to restart. And it's what I get for not paying attention. Just, you lose time. That's all. At some point I figure it out. I hope I do. Anyway, I thought I remember doing that. Yes, there. I see that's Insane. Then I restarted on Nightmare. And we're basically at the same juncture here. And yeah, so doing the time lapse really put some artifacts in these videos, huh? I gotta stop doing that for the future. Well, I don't know. You guys gotta tell me if you want to see all the maps in fast forward like this or not. So here we go. At some point we slow down here. There we go. So yeah, we got up to this, and I don't think it gave us any achievements, which is disappointing because Castle Armory is part of Area 2, and we're trying to get the Area 2 meta achievement, and I didn't get it from doing this, so we'll try the next level, I believe. Yeah, we gotta go through this on Nightmare Hardcore, and I believe I have my splits in for this. I can't tell from the video, but it looks like we do. Yeah, we do. So this is also pretty straightforward and easy. Getting all these done. I think we have to go all the way through all Area 2, because we forgot to do Area 2 on Nightmare Hardcore. So this one is pretty straightforward and easy, as I've been saying. I don't even think I bothered to build anything but owls. Yeah, I just put like a bunch of owls in the middle. And just kind of ran around and hit stuff with the sword. Also, those Halloween Spooktacular swords have been great. Well, not just swords, but all the weapons from them have been overperforming as much as they can. So there we go. And Hall of Court, this one is rather straightforward. If it wasn't for Servants' Quarters, this would be my least favorite map in Area 2. Not that it's bad, it's just... it's almost too... I would have liked to have seen some verticality, I guess, here. And Servants' Quarters had verticality in all the wrong ways, where it's blocky and everything's cut off. But yeah, this is also... I put a bunch of cannons and owls everywhere for this one. This one's got another achievement called Zippy that we're going to have to do later, where it's just a lot of kobolds coming through. Okay, yeah, and then there we go. It is done. So that's Nightmare Hardcore for most of the Area 2. Oh, we got one more. We got the boss level. Yeah. With the boss level being the last one that we have to do for this. And this is also pretty straightforward. I think I just put a couple of cannons on the sides without the boss. So the west side spawns the boss here when you open the mini-map, and, north, whatever. So the west side spawns the the boss. So I put a few extra cannons there, a bunch of owls, obviously, because owls are love and owls are life. I even went through and upgraded them, mostly out of boredom. Oh no, it was partly out of boredom, but also I was gonna see if I could, not do anything to kill the boss as it spawns. So I was gonna try to do just tower kill, with not taking any pot shots with the hero. And then as we get there, so you can see the boss going down. So I'm trying not to hit him at all, but then he starts moving my towers, and I get scared that he's gonna move them too much and hit the crystal. So I just get down there and start hitting him. Even use my ability there. So there we go, that's done. And I still don't get the meta achievements, and I'm kind of getting frustrated, so I go and look, because we did the Castle Armory on Insane earlier, which is what had me really confused. So we've done everything, Area 1, 2, and 3 on Nightmare Hardcore. We've done at least one map on each of them on Insane, and I still didn't get the meta achievement. So, I keep looking at it, and I know that we've done everything that we're supposed to do, and we're just waiting to see why. So I think at some point I decide to go, okay, we're going to go do Castle Armory one more time on Insane. I believe we do that. Yeah. I remember yelling at the computer when that was going on. Well, not yelling, but, talking sternly. So we go through Insane one more time for this. And again, I don't think I build anything but owls. I just put a bunch of owls in the middle. Not that the builds really matter at this point with our stats. You can get away with pretty much anything. Okay. Oh, I thought that was it. Nope, we're on 8. So after this, I think I'm not going to do the fast forwarding thing too much anymore, or at least not at as fast as I was doing it there. There, we finally got through the credit keep, which is all Area 2's on Insane. And now it's time for the rest of it. Okay, so I decided that I was leaving a lot of stats on the table, not leveling up. So I decided to try Tinker's Lab. I tried a few different builds. I wasn't able to make the owls work the way that I wanted to, so we ended up using something else. And this is not my build. I think I got well, some of it's mine, but I think the basis for this, or at least most of it, is from Washboard Productions, YouTube, during his Zero to Eternal. So it's pretty much that build. I don't remember what I changed, if anything. So, but we're starting on the monk, and we're putting down all the auras. Grabbing the mana as we can. This side, so if you, at least at my aura strength, which is around 4,000, I think, range on it. If you put it either at the base of the stairs or on the stairs on that previous one, then you can tower boost it and upgrade it from the rest of the stack. Same with the one that I just put down. If you put it to the right of the crystal a little bit, looking at it, you can upgrade it and reach it with tower boost, so you don't have to sit there and heal it the entire time. Okay, so this wall may or may not be necessary. I think at higher stats you don't need it. This wall, you needed quite a few more stats so that you don't need that wall. That would let you put in another lightning tower or whatever. So this particular buff beam, I move it around a lot, but I almost always put it somewhere around where I just put it. I'll change it depending on the previous run, on if something got through or the crystal took damage. Okay, good. This is one of the runs where I put that to the left of the crystal, almost to the stairs. So then here I'm just gonna grab the apprentice. We're gonna use lightning towers and DSTs. Point a DST towards that crystal, and then we're out of mana to build the rest of it, obviously. So I'm gonna grab my monk. I'm gonna move all my characters that I'm leveling. So looks like this run I'm using. Okay, I was gonna say I don't think we leveled that guy up. We're gonna level up our tower booster for sure, and I believe my jester. Yeah, the lower left one knight's there. The jester's also gonna get leveled. So this gal's gonna sit right here, ready to build stuff. And then I'm gonna start the monk he's got the genie on, obviously, and we're gonna collect some mana crystals just from initially from their wave here. Go drop these off to our builder. Point this guy down there and let him auto attack when you finish building. So I'm gonna put DST facing each crystal on the side, and then one towards the back there, and then just fill it up with DSTs. And I think I'm missing 1 DU from the wall, the physical wall, to the right of where I am right now. And then the second wave is important to get down the minions. So we want to, yeah, we're almost at 4,000 with the apprentice, so that's good. So we'll grab the waller, and these things are just to prevent the ogres from getting to the crystals as best we can. So a couple of spiders, a couple of mage minions on each buff beam, and then I should be putting 2 spiders over here by the belt, but I guess I forgot to do that. Alright, maybe I go back through and do it, I don't really remember. But other than that, this is a pretty straightforward build. It's pretty, if at lower stats, it's very active because you're running around repairing and upgrading. At higher stats, you can kind of relax a little bit and just sit at the main tower stack and repair and buff it. You also need a pretty decent tower boost stat for this setup. The higher the number, the more of the ores you can hit, so they don't go down, and you don't have to run on and repair them as much. So we're just grabbing a little bit more mana to finish off the minion build on this. And I don't think that I have, the best stats for this right now, but it's doable, and leveling up will give you a lot of your tower stats that you need. We're also leveling. This map in particular is probably the best leveling that I know of that's doable around this range. It takes about 10 runs to get somebody from 0 to 100, and since it's like 7 to 9 minutes a run, It's pretty easy. So then we're going to switch over to our upgrader, add up, and basically just run around and upgrade things. So I'm just, we have 20 seconds left, so I'm just grabbing what I can and upgrading what I can. It's not super important to upgrade the minions, but it is important to upgrade all the buff beams. The more you buff the buff beams, the bigger the auras are, and the better you can reach them with your tower booster. So you gotta remember my tower booster is still auto-attacking, and so he's gonna collect mana for me as well. That I'll end up collecting. So I have a bunch of mana now, we can go finish up upgrading. So yeah, we're just grabbing what we can. I really think that owls can work instead of lightning towers, just not at my current stats. And I got a little bit impatient, so we broke down and used the apprentice. It's there, you might as well use it. So we'll upgrade this. Now there's another buff beam that we haven't, well, there's two other buff beams we haven't leveled at all. Which is super unfortunate. I get more efficient as you kind of get in a rhythm as far as upgrading this goes, and it goes a lot better whenever we switch to the Jester with the wolf cannon thing that shoots through walls that we picked up. So yeah, just do your due diligence and make sure that all the buff beams are upgraded. And once they're upgraded, it's pretty simple. You sit in the middle and auto attack and upgrade and repair. If your auras are big enough, you can sit right on top of the lightning towers and the DST and repair all the auras. You should also be able to hit them with your TB monk, your tower boost monk. We're just grabbing a little bit more mana. I'm assuming at some point I check the map to make sure that we're all upgraded. Let's see, and yeah, now we're going to start on the tower boost. We'll start the wave. And then as soon as you get mana on the tower boost, you start your boosting and run around with your upgrader abbot. So I shouldn't be over on this side right now because these are both upgraded. I'm assuming I just forgot what I upgraded because we never checked. I'm still trying to gain. Oh, and I have my upgrade aura running, so I'm just upgrading the auras. Oh no, I do have everything upgraded. Okay, never mind. Never mind me. So I'm just upgrading the auras. Got it. I just got done doing this for, I don't know, probably about 8 hours in total across a couple days. Leveling up everybody, which you'll see in the next episode. But, so I got much better and more efficient at going through these. So watching the original run that I started with is throwing me off a little bit on the commentary. But yeah, this is pretty much that. I'm going to stop the voice here and just fast forward all the way up to the end. Okay, so that's the end of the map. This was our first time doing this. This was the first run. And you do this map for the experience mainly, but it also has some end-of-map rewards. It gives you a weapon for every class. So that's pretty nice. The gun especially is good for builders, in my experience. It also has a good monk weapon. I've not seen very good stats come out of the Squire Sword, but the High Tinker's Protostaff is one of the better weapons for your upgrader adept. So that's pretty nice. Okay, so I'm going to do a bunch of these runs before the next episode, and we'll come back and I'll be not all the way to level 100, I don't think. Maybe a couple characters, but we'll be more level than what we currently are, and we'll continue on doing achievements.